So much was riding on episode 7 and 8 when it came to the Black Sess event and Uncle Phil's deal with Omar Campbell. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Lawrence Supports Nice broadcast discussing episode 7 and 8 of Belair. And let's get right into it, y'all. But before we start, I got two questions for y'all. Now, we all saw episode 7 and 8 of Belair this week, right? And I've been wondering, we saw what Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv did. Now, if you've been married 20 plus years, y'all let me know in the chat. I'm just saying hypothetically, right? Do you think that you could be in a open marriage? Comment below. Also, my second question, is it possible that we have two villains on this show? I'm talking about Amira and Jackie. Do you consider them, both of them, to be villains? Comment below. But it'd be greatly appreciated if you guys could hit that subscribe button, like, and please do not forget to comment as well. Let's get into it, y'all. So, episode 7 to 8 Belair. I can't believe we only got, what, 2 more episodes and this thing is officially over for this season. Man, it's been a great season. We gotta talk about this right here. Aunt Viv and Phil, this open marriage thing is different. I'm gonna start off with them. It's really different. We see them, they're about to go on vacation. Of course, before they even start, they met with Omar Campbell. The situation, with the shop, at Jazz record place, people are chaining themselves to these kind of instruction modules and stuff like that. And Omar Campbell is highly upset, right? So feels like, yo, I gotta handle this, but I gotta go on vacation at the same time, right? Phil tries to go on vacation. He does go on vacation with LaMarcus' parents. And while they're there, they end up meeting up with some old friends, right? These old friends, they're a little bit different from Phil and Viv, right? In fact, it seemed like they was kind of like swingers, right? And they kind of wanted to introduce Phil and Viv almost to the lifestyle, the way it seems, right? And these guys, they're saying, for us to get the party started, with our wives, we take honey packs, we taking blue pills. And Aunt Viv, we see her with the homegirls there, and the homegirls are taking off their shirts, and Aunt Viv finally unwinds and take off her shirt. I was like, okay, that's where we're going. Okay. And not to mention, we gotta talk about Will. Will, Carlton, Jackie, Amira, Lisa, that whole situation, it definitely went up in flames quicker than I thought it was going to be. Now, we know that, there's they're kind of like kicking it, right? They're planning a date just for themselves. And all of a sudden, we see Jackie come in, right? Oh, man. Jackie kind of like killed it for everybody, unfortunately. She kind of killed the vibe, right? Now, the one thing I did like what Amira did. I don't like necessarily Amira, but I do like this right here. When she introduced that game kind of made Will look into himself in the mirror, that sometimes the way he gets around stuff, he makes other people suppress their feelings so he don't have to deal with it, right? Because that's basically what Amira said. And even Lisa admitted to it. Now, the thing about the game went completely left when we found out, oh, well, you were smashing this person. Oh, wait, you lost your virginity to this person. I was like, wow. Talk about skeletons coming out of the closet, right? And of course, in episode 8, speaking of Amira, oh my God. Now, well, even in episode 7, we know that Amira hasn't exactly been doing right by Carlton, right? She ends up, Lisa ends up discovering that Amira still, but she said she hadn't taken the drugs yet, but she had them. And she's like, yo, don't tell Carlton. I want him to be dependent on me. Like, his addiction's related to me. So I'm like, dang, Amira, you've been basically living this lie the entire time, right? And of course, we know Lisa ends up telling Will. And at the Black Sess event, Will has to break it to Carlton that Amira has been doing drugs. And Carlton can't focus on the event, but he finally does come around, thankfully, right? And at the same time, we end up seeing Amira basically having these hallucinations, I'm sorry. Hallucinations, right? And she is going through and just remembering everything that people said to her. It looks like she's about to drown herself, but she's saved. And we know Amira has been not necessarily truthful and honest about what she has been doing. But getting back to Uncle Phil, I'm glad that they are starting to come around. They're starting to work things out. That is good for their relationship. You know, maybe they needed the extra kick, the extra spice to get things going. You know, when it comes to Jazz, right, and the whole Omar Campbell situation, we know that Jazz is basically about to take on, I hate to say this right here, like a Black Lives Matter perspective, because you know they had that community meeting, but they want to turn up a notch, right? And we saw them, you know, burning stuff, and Jazz basically ends up getting caught up in getting arrested because of the whole Omar Campbell, and you know, even the associates, they want to back out of it because they feel like the deal has gone completely bad, right? I hate this so much for Will because he is caught on two different sides, right? He wants to be on Jazz's side, but at the same time, he wants to ride with his uncle, right? And Carlton already let him know that I'm always gonna ride with my dad. I'm always gonna pick like the black elite aspect versus the people. And I think that's why Will's torn between the elitism and being there for the people. And Will, you know, he thinks about it and he tries to call Jazz and warn him, but it's too late because Jazz is going down, as you already know, that path right there. Also, I love the storyline for Jeffrey right here. You know, we have always known him to be like this mystery butler type dude, you know what I'm saying? Like it gives me Batman vibes sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But they gave him two storylines, you know, one with the son, and now another one with, you know, him trying to get back with his, I think it's like basically like his ex-wife. And we saw, you know, the move that he put on old buddy in the restroom. That was crazy. I'm like, yo, don't play with G like that. He is built completely different. So I love the storyline that we have for Jeffrey with the son, with the wife. We'll see what will happen with Jeffrey. I gotta show some love to Ashley as well. Ashley, you know, has been dealing with this boy and she's been trying to start this band. And it turns out, you know, Phil made me laugh. And this is how men are when we are around our daughters, right? I don't have any kids, but I'm just saying. You know, he basically made Ashley go cover up because, you know, the dress that he thought was a little bit too short. But I'm like, it's amazing how we as men always police women's bodies, right? And it turns out, you know, this boy, it seems like he does have much deeper feelings for Ashley than what we thought. Because, you know, he say he was non-binary, things of that nature. But as we can see, those feelings are a little bit much deeper than what we expected. And, you know, as far as Lisa, you know, Lisa has been dealing with basically becoming a mother to a child she didn't ask for. And talking about, I think it was her little brother that was just recently born, you know, with her father. I think he got remarried to a white woman, I think the previous season. I can't remember. But Lisa's been feeling a lot of pressure, right? Because she's trying to handle her own thing with her swim stuff, right? And now all of a sudden she's being asked to raise this child, to assist raising this child. And she tells Viv about it, and Viv's like, yo, I'll see if I can help out any way I can. She goes up to talk to Lisa's dad. Conversation went bad. He's like, yo, worry about your own home, don't worry about mine, in a nutshell. I'm paraphrasing here. I'm like, dang, man, like you really gonna do that right there? So that was bad. I hate that right there. Oh, Hillary. Now Hillary, she's still convinced that her and LaMarcus are going to do this whole marriage thing. I'm like, dang, what about the Jazz? Does Jazz not matter anymore? But LaMarcus like, listen, you've been putting in so much work. I just want to marry you, like, on my own, right? He ends up getting one knee. He ends up asking, you know, to get married, and he's singing. The family's there, the whole nine. But this guy is saying, "Yo, I want to do it in Martha's Vineyard within a week." That's pretty crazy to plan something like that in a week, but only LaMarcus could pull it off. I mean, he does have the money, he does have the resources to do something of that nature right there. As we get to the end, I was worried about, you know, the Black Cess event, you know, because I'm like, dang, Carlton's about to spiral out of control again, because this right here is going to be such a kicker for him mentally about Amira, you know what I'm saying? But he pulled it together, even though I know I said this earlier, but Amira was about to drown, basically. And that's how the episode ends. Of course, they also talk about Jazz being caught up, Jazz being arrested. So now it feels like, yo, especially when Jeffrey brought news to him that, you know, we got some more development saying that one of the people that has been identified, he called him out by his actual government name. You know, I believe he's Muslim. He called him out by his government name, and the look on Phil's face was like, dang. So that's how it ends with those two. I don't want to say cliffhangers, but it made you definitely want to be like, yo, where's episode 9 and 10? Because I got to see how this thing is going to play out, y'all. So that's Belair. That's my recap. Episode 7 and 8, 5 episodes. We're almost at the season finale. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I just hate how they released all the episodes. I said that before. I'll probably saying it all the way to next week. But that's my recap of Belair. So as always, thank you for tuning into the Lawrence Report.